I thought there was a pad, but apparently.
Pretty cold
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that wetness thing.
in here. I still have people doing that.
So we probably, I didn't church meeting.
Really?
He just showed up. We like, oh, I'm doing this.
I'm going to the all
Only
spread
3
out
hours.
colorful bed, but I had a meeting with my boss. She canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm talking about box.
She's,
AI.
I mean, she's British. So
Yeah.
she's a lot.
The meeting will come to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The borough has complied with the notice provisions of the Sunshine Law by adopting prior to January 10th of this year, a resolution prescribing the dates, times, and locations of all regular meetings of the commission. This meeting is one of the meetings listed in such resolution, and copies of the resolution were by January 10th filed with the borough clerk.
Okay, need a motion to file the minutes.
So,
Second.
We had the second reading and public hearing of salary ordinance 1825.
So this is the public hearing for that. If anyone has comments on that ordinance, this is the time to take them.
Okay. Commissioner Malley,
yes,
Commissioner Henderson Riley,
Yes.
Mayor Solano Ward.
Yeah.
We have public comment on the resolutions. Okay. We have approving settlement agreement with Fair Share Housing Center.
we just got an email from Nardi that
Did you
these,
just want that?
yeah, they compromised
They,
and stuff.
they got
everything's
the
good.
date. Okay. Great. So, yes.
All right, and my signature page on this.
Yes.
So I may ask you to come back to the office with me, is that possible? That's somewhere, sorry. Authorizing a shared service agreement with Camden County Round 25 Recreation Enhancement Funding.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Authorizing a shared service agreement with Borough of Oakland, construction code official, building inspector, electrical, plumbing, and fire code officials.
Yes. Yes.
Appointing Robert Allen as a full-in fire subcode official and fire inspector.
Yes.
yes,
Sorry. Appointing did I say Robert Allen already?
Yes.
Okay, appointing Thomas J. Sabata as a fill-in building and plumbing subcode official and a building, plumbing, and mechanical inspector.
Yes.
Approving the 2026 salary resolution.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna abstain on this, and the reason is that this is, I have budget concerns. The salary resolution is giving raises to a bunch of folks. Not that they don't deserve it, but giving raises to a bunch of folks. We're adding five police officers. We, at least right now, are privatizing EMS, giving up $450,000 there. And the budget, at least the draft budget that I've seen so far is for 26 is simply doing little gimmicks. It is taking a bunch of one-time money, taking the sale of Ocean First, putting that in the budget to pay for things. It is taking a chunk of money much more out of surplus than we usually do. It is reducing the amount that we have traditionally paid toward pilots, toward debt service, I'm sorry, and reducing that number down, and it's throwing it all into this. And I have concerns that it is not sustainable. We haven't had any discussion about the budget, and I haven't seen any plan about like what comes in 27. It's great to give everybody raises and do all that. We're up to the cap on what we can raise taxes. And I just don't see it sustainable going into following years. That's all. So I abstain.
Is there an opportunity to ask questions right now?
At the end.
At the
you'll
end,
be able-
okay, thank you.
Approving approving a budget transfer.
Yes.
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 awarding a janitorial contract to the ABS Facility Solutions.
Yes.
Supporting Executive Order 315, guiding New Jersey's transition to 100% clean air energy by 2035.
Just wanted to provide some context on this one. Some advocates reached out to look for our support on this. This is about using clean energy rather than fossil fuels that harm our health and the environment. This supports that clean energy is faster, clean energy is cheaper and cleaner, and will create an estimated $30,000 in state jobs over the coming years.
Vote on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Supporting the passage of State of New Jersey Immigrant Trust Act.
Yes.
Yes, and some comments on this as well. Many thanks to Gretchen Seibert, who I don't see here, but who reached out from Cooper River Indivisible. 1 in 4 New Jerseyans is an immigrant. As a descendant of immigrants, actually my grandfather came to Ellis Island exactly 100 years ago on December 29th. This would protect immigrants in the state, codify the Immigrant Trust Directive into law, and signals to our new governor to sign it. Thank you.
Did we already vote on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, sorry.
Appointing Montgomery McCracken Walker and Rhodes LLP as conflict counsel.
Yes.
I'm voting no on this. I presume this is an attorney getting hired by the borough to defend an action which I filed against the borough. I didn't, otherwise I don't know anything about it. And I'm objecting to it because we've had, I put at the last meeting, put my objections to the mayor's casting the vote on the EMS issue because she has a conflict here. She was told by our borough solicitor that she cannot vote on it. She did. So now we're in a situation where the borough is going to spend money to defend an action that its legal counsel has told the borough not to take. We're in uncharted territories, and I'll be voting no.
And approving the payment of bills as presented by the CFO.
Yes.
Yes. You want to go back to the-
Okay, apologies, we skipped over, we were waiting to see if the eminent family was going to be here, but they're not. January is Muslim American Heritage Month, so we have a proclamation that I'm going to read and then we'll just,
Can always share with them.
we can share it with them over Jersey Kebab later in the month. Whereas the United States of America is a country founded on the principles of diversity, freedom, and inclusion, where individuals from all walks of life, religions, and backgrounds are valued and respected, and whereas the contributions of Muslim Americans have greatly enriched the social, cultural, and economic fabric of our nation, with a rich history that spans over a century and includes countless achievements in the fields of science, education, politics, arts, civil rights, and beyond. And whereas Muslim Americans, like all Americans, have played an integral role in the development and success of our communities, helping to foster a more inclusive, peaceful, and prosperous society. And whereas we acknowledge the significance of Muslim American Heritage Month as a time to celebrate the culture, traditions, and contributions of Muslim Americans to Collinswood, the state of New Jersey, and the United States of America, while also promoting education and dialogue about Islam and Muslim communities. And whereas it is important to reaffirm our commitment to protecting the rights of all people, ensuring that Collinswood remains a place where every individual can live in peace and without fear of discrimination or prejudice, regardless of their faith or background. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners for Collinswood County of Camden, State of New Jersey, hereby proclaim the month of January 2026 as Muslim Heritage Month, and encourage all residents to recognize and celebrate the many contributions of Muslim Americans to our community, while fostering greater understanding and unity among people of all faiths and backgrounds. And then, yeah, tuition on is in the other costs.
Many thanks to the borough staff. We've had a lot of recent events. I won't list all of them. And I know the mayor will likely mention the Deck the Calls event, but it's been a very busy month. So shout out to everyone for making all of the events such a success. I have a few announcements from our departments. From the police, our upcoming reaccreditation on-site assessment is happening in January. So this will be put out in an announcement asking for feedback and advertising it in the paper as well. I just wanted to mention that this is coming up. From the library, the Giving Tree will be available through the end of the year. And as noted at the last meeting, the Martin Luther King Day of Service is coming up on January 19th. As well, usual library programs will be running this January, including Pokemon Pals, Art Club, Lego Club, Story Times, Craft Times. There's a book club for adults where they're reading a Stephen King book. So if you have January blues, make some plans to join the library for all these great events, including a showing of the film American Fiction. And then I just wanted to make a personal statement and briefly acknowledge there was a recently proposed federal. There was a recently proposed federal health and human services rules that would restrict access to gender affirming healthcare for minors. So this is a federal action, but this will be felt locally by families, young people, and healthcare providers who are here in Collingswood. Transgender and gender diverse young people already face significant challenges and disproportionate levels of stigma. Policies that further limit care can impact real and lasting harm. Major medical organizations recognize gender affirming care as legitimate, safe, and for some youth, essential and life-saving healthcare. I believe medical decisions should be made by patients, their families, and qualified healthcare professionals, and not by any level of government. Medical care should be guided by evidence-based medicine and not politics. So for these reasons, I just want our residents to know that I support you. I support inclusive, compassionate healthcare and the dignity and well-being of all children and families in our town. On a final note, I'll have office hours this Friday. Borough Hall will be open. I'll be there on Friday. And I wish everyone happy holidays. Thank you.
Just a couple of things. One is, just with the holidays, Collingswood Cares, we had some money that had been donated during the cuts and SNAP benefits. And I want to thank everybody at the borough, all of our residents we coordinated an effort and we're able to help fill in gaps for people at the farmer's market. But we have money over and above what we needed for that. And so Collingswood Cares has donated about $7,500 to local food pantries head into the holidays. And I want to just thank everybody at the borough for the work all year. I hope everybody has a great holiday. That's it.
And lastly, just want to say thank you to everybody who helped with Calls Cares. So Deck the Calls was our first annual giving event. We partnered up with Leader Up and the school district to make sure that we could reach the families most in need at all of our elementary schools. The gifting event was directed at kids 12 and under, but we did have gifts for older children. We handed out to over 150 kids, over 750 gifts. This room was filled with fresh fruit from Virtua Eat Well and information on the farmer's market that comes to Parkview once a week. We had the Collingswood Democratic Club handing out toiletries. We had pretzels from the Collingswood Rotary, snacks, arts and crafts down here, while parents and caregivers were upstairs in the ballroom shopping. We had everything out to give agency to these families to choose what they wanted to give. We were able to give 4 gifts per child. People were coming out here looking like Santa with trash bags, and it was a really, really wonderful event. We had Santa in the back room. DPW was fantastic in picking up boxes throughout the month. We had boxes at 7 different local businesses as well as Borough Hall. This community showed such an outpouring of generosity and caring, and it was a really wonderful event that we look forward to hosting again. So thank you to everybody, including our police department that had someone here on Sunday to make sure everything ran well. So thank you to everyone for that. I wish you a wonderful holiday season. Please stay safe, stay warm. Yeah, with that. public comment. Yes, sorry.
Mr. Maley, I have a
No.
question about the action that you.
Name and address for the
Oh,
clerk.
sure. Joe Spurlento, 194 Lawnside Ave. Sorry, Holly. Jim, you mentioned that you have filed an action against the borough.
Yes,
I wanted to ask if that action is filed in your official capacity as a borough commissioner or as a private individual.
it's filed by me personally.
So as a private individual.
Right.
So you are a private individual currently suing the borough of Collingswood?
Yes,
Okay, very good. And I understand why you would choose not to vote on the conflict council. I do understand that abstention and or voting no. I think you said both words. What I want to know is when this legal adventure of yours comes to a conclusion and you are not successful in your lawsuit, will you reimburse the taxpayers of Collingswood?
well, we'll see where it all ends up.
If you lose, will you reimburse the
No, I
taxpayers of
fully expect it.
Collingswood?
Listen, there is no one that does this work, no one anywhere that says that there was not a conflict here,
Okay,
okay? So
okay.
I'm totally confident
That
that
you're
the
gonna
vote's
win,
gonna be
but if you
rescinded.
lose,
Absolutely.
if you
No,
lose, will
I
you
will-
reimburse the taxpayers? That's a
I
no?
won't.
You
No.
won't reimburse the
No,
taxpayers?
it's
Okay,
not
all
gonna
right.
happen.
So you were suing the borough. It's gonna cost us money. And there's no plan for you to reimburse it.
Mr. Spurlento, you do understand that the borough attorney told the mayor.
Yes, I
she
understand.
can't- Let me finish.
Okay, go
Told the
ahead.
mayor that she can't vote on this.
Right.
I've never heard of such a thing happening.
Mhm.
No one that does this work, no other attorney I have ever dealt with has ever heard of such a thing happening. You find me an elected official that gets, you find me a planning board member, a zoning board member that's advised by their board attorney
Mhm.
that they cannot vote on a matter. And they say, nope, that's okay. I'm still gonna vote on it.
Okay,
The law is that if there's a perception of a conflict, an appearance of a conflict, you can't vote. It doesn't matter, you have the best of intentions. It doesn't matter, you think you're not affected. If there's an appearance, you can't vote. So here we're dealing, it's the same as if I had been told, don't speed a truck down the road by our attorney. And I go do it. Okay? My question is not whether I would reimburse the borough, it's why the borough's paying for something that's not authorized by the law, not authorized by the attorney for the borough. They say you can't do it.
and the attorney for the borough, could you disclose how much he has donated to your political
I
campaigns
don't
over the
know if
years?
it's donated at all.
I guess you don't
But-
handle
but
your own,
hey,
I guess you don't
Joe-
handle your own filings then.
Joe,
If
if
he's
you-
donated $900 in
Okay,
each campaign,
So
he
Joe-
himself is
so
conflicted.
Joe, okay, all right, so go for it.
I
Go
will,
for it. Have
I
fun.
will. All
Yeah, you
right.
go right ahead.
Merry Christmas,
Yeah,
sweetie.
happy holiday.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi,
Name.
oh, sorry, Donna Helms, 21 East Narberth Terrace. Can I comment on two things or three? Well, first, I want to thank Chief Carey. My neighborhood had a really untenable situation happen this summer, and I was emailing him constantly, and he had to keep talking me off the ledge, which I totally appreciate, and really helped us figure out a good, humane solution for everyone. So I really appreciate that. So I want to say, well done, Collingswood Police Department, as always. Secondly, as someone who lives with and cares for a medically vulnerable individual who has had to call an ambulance more than a few times in a scary situation, I'm really glad that the commissioners have joined together to privatize and improve those services, because there's real life impact if you're waiting too long for an ambulance and your loved one is suffering. So I'm all for it. And I think that that was a great recommendation and a good decision to make. And then thirdly, I want to thank the borough. I always get emotional, I'm so sorry. It's not just that they're banning gender affirming care. The United States House of Representatives, which included 4 Democrats, voted to criminalize gender affirming care. So doctors or parents that offer their children gender affirming care can face up to 10 years in prison. So people in this town are liquidating 401ks, are talking to realtors, are sleeping with passports under their pillows because they're afraid and they're ready to leave if they have to. And we're talking about kids that have to live with that stress level. And so it may not seem like much for a small town to speak up, but it's everything for you to speak up to families that are affected. And also the more little voices that speak up is the way we defeat the powerful forces that are seeking to hurt us. So I want to say thank you all very much for that comment and for that support.
Hi. Do I need to stand?
Yeah, and
Okay.
the name and address. please.
Gretchen, Cyber 39 Harvard Avenue. Actually, I'm here just to acknowledge several things. First of all, the Pocket Park is awesome. Looking forward to the mural coming. I've been walking by that parking lot for a lot of years, and it always begged to be a little park. Central gathering place, so thank you for that. I also wanted to thank you, what might seem like a little thing, but they came and repainted our crosswalks on the intersection of Harvard and Maple, and I know that happened in a lot of places in town, which we are really grateful for because I live on the corner there and I fret constantly. I'm like the grandmother crossing guard there who watches kids run out into the street all the time and cars don't stop at stop signs. So I do think that helps a little, it sends a little bit of a message. I also wanted to thank the police department just for constantly supporting any actions that we've been doing in a very professional and compassionate way, whether it's political actions or there was an incident involving a woman who was vulnerable at one point a couple of months ago. And I reached out to you all at night. Well, someone else did who came to help me, and you all helped with the situation. And I know that the police department went and did a wellness check on the family. And I just really appreciate that compassion. And I don't know that, you know, everybody complains about politicians these days. I'm among them myself. I will be doing that. But I also believe in my heart that, like what Anne Frank said, most people are good. And there are a lot of politicians who go into the work for the greater good. And so I want to thank you all for the work that you're doing on behalf of our town and making it a beautifully aesthetically place to live and a place to live that has, most importantly, a good heart. So, and that includes you all. So, very, very special. So thank you. Oh, and by the way, Bobby Hastings is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the next proclamation. Anyone else? Wait a minute, nothing. Okay. All right. Second. All right. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
See you in 2026.